you find your inner grease.
This show is sponsored by Tim's Performance Service Center and beautiful Tarpon Springs at 906 Verona Place, and you can reach us personally at 727-543-1601.
Aha.
Tampa Bay's Tan Talk. Entertaining and informative radio for the Sunshine State.
Good afternoon. I hope your last day of August has been the most successful of the year. This show will have a special guest today, and our main topic is buying and selling your business. The show will give you important information and money-saving tips regardless of which side of the equation you're on. You're listening to Focal Point on Tan Talk 1340, and I am your host, Gil PInney. I am your Focal Point business coach, and this show is for improving your business performance. This is a unique and one-of-a-kind radio program for all of Tampa Bay and the state of Florida. Today we have with us Lonnie Veasley. He works as a business broker and will address many of the myths and opportunities when it is time for you to buy a new business or to sell your existing business. The information is useful for both franchises and family-run businesses. Please welcome Lonnie. How you doing?
Good. How you doing, Gil?
Hey, great. We're going to have fun time on the show today. We want you to be part of the broadcast. To get your questions answered by a professional, please give us a call at 441-3000. Send me an email at gilpinney@yahoo.com or give me a tweet at PinneyG. So if your business is not giving you everything you deserve, give us a call, give us an email, give us a tweet, and we will do our best to answer that question as soon as it comes to us, okay? So the best way to gain that clarity is to participate, and we really thrive about your participation. Okay, we'll do our coaching analogy now. We spoke last week about the Rays and how it appears that they're playing to the expectations of the preseason experts. And is talent that much different from team to team, or is it just the mental factor? Again, we'll quote Yogi Berra, who said, baseball is 90% mental, the other half is physical. And our players are clearly looking like their 90% mental side are slipping.
Do we quote Yogi Berra every week?
No, just the last 2 weeks. He's got a million of them, you know.
I'm going to have to get a book of baseball quote. Actually, you know what? I think I have one.
Yeah. Yogi Berra's got a bunch. When you see a fork in the road, take it.
Yeah. Which direction? I don't know. Take it.
But again, watching the Bucks on Saturday night, they may prove out to be much the same as the Rays. Lots of mental mistakes, a lot of poor execution, and it's hard to tell whether or not that's the result of undisciplined practice or just low self-expectations. They're all playing for a spot on a team, but many of the players know that they already have earned a spot or will receive a spot. And it's up to the coach to figure out and convince these players that they can win together. And to me, what they've got to do first and foremost is execute the fundamentals of the game better than any other team. That's what a coach needs to do, and I'm sure Lovie Smith is watching that film today and yesterday and looking and saying, that's what we need to do. Execute on those fundamentals, play after play. And as a business coach, that's what we work on with your business. Whether it's generating leads, converting leads, generating customer satisfaction. As a business, you have to do each of those much better than your competitor. Otherwise, you're going to be in mediocrity and you're not going to finish on top. And that's not what we want. So your Focal Point business coach, which is me, provides a money-back guarantee, and you know that your risk is very low and your gain is very high when you put in the time and make the investment into your business. I'm an advisor for you who works with you to identify your strengths and opportunities. I'll help you set achievable goals and teach you how to track your progress and motivate you to make your business the very best it can be. Remember your key accomplishments in life, whether it's running for a touchdown, having your first child, how good you felt. That's what we strive to deliver to you each time we deliver on your plans for your business and build that business up so that you have a memorable legacy. I'd like to remind you again that we're having a Transform Your Business workshop to assure your success for the balance of this year and get you off to a hot start in 2016. The workshop is for 8 weeks. It'll begin September 29th and conclude on November 17th. It'll run from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. each week, and the topics will be very conscientious for your particular business. We'll talk about those later in the day, but it's clearly an event that will take your business to the next level. For tickets, you can go to Eventbrite and search on Transform Your Business, and you'll be able to sign up there. One last reminder is, don't forget, if you're up in the Oldsmar area, you can join and go to the elevator speech contest, which will be held for the first 2 qualifying rounds, September 16th and September 30th. You need to attend just one. It'll be at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we will have refreshments. It should be fun. If you are already thinking you've got the best elevator pitch around, you may win and get one of the top 3 prizes. And that would be great for you as well. You have the bragging rights of the whole county on your side. But if you are worried about your elevator speech contest, Toastmasters is a great place to get an evaluation of what you're doing well and what you can improve on. So it's a win-win for both sides, and you should have a great time. Well, we got just a minute and a half before we go to our first break, but it's always exciting to think about expanding and buying another company, whether it's time to complete your exit strategy for your business or to buy another company to add to your business. That's what we're going to talk about today. Here to give us some great information on the ins and outs of buying and selling is Lonnie Veasley. He's with Murphy Business Financial Services, and please write down his contact information. You can contact him at 727-238-4074, or you can send him an email at L.Veasley, and that's VEASLEY, at Murphy, MURPHY, business.com. He'd love to hear from you, and we'll start off with just a little bit finding out about Lonnie, what he's done in the past, and how he generated his expertise to become a business broker. So, Lonnie, give us a minute and a half's worth, and then we'll go to break and learn some more about you.
Okay, thanks for having me on here, Gil. Well, before I got into business brokering, I actually used to run an oil company, Lancaster Oil, out of St. Petersburg, and ran that company for 4 years. We're about a $20 million company, and I assisted the owner with the sale of that business for about $2.5 million. So that's what got me into this business. I didn't even know about business brokering while I ran that business, but after that, Murphy heard about that deal, and I've got my real estate license. You need a real estate license to be a business broker, and with Murphy, you have to actually own a business in the past or run a business. So went through the training, and I've been doing it for the last almost 4 years now this November. So it's been a fun ride. I specialize in small to mid-sized businesses, businesses that sell between $5 million to $500,000. So those are the types of businesses that I handle. In the past, I have a computer science degree from West Florida. Also a business degree from West Florida as well, and a military brat, so lived in Hawaii, Washington State, Oklahoma, Houston, different areas. So it's really helped me with this business as far as getting along with all the different types of owners and their personality.
So, you're in Pensacola, so your father was in the Navy?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, he was in the Navy. All right. So that's how you got there. What made you stay in Florida?
Well,
or it didn't make you stay in Florida. What was the drive that put you in Florida?
Well, I was actually born in Pensacola, but I didn't remember anything. We moved away when I was 1.5, but moved back here to finish college. So I was in Pensacola from 1999 to 2002, and once I finished that degree, it was a computer science degree, and a business minor is what I had. And Pensacola is kind of a small to mid-sized town, so there's not a lot of opportunities out there for computer science. So I moved to Tampa in August of 2002, and kind of stayed in the computer field for about a year, and after that I started getting into sales and finance.
Okay, very good. Well, we're going to take a break now, and when we get back, we'll start your speaking about business sales and business brokerage and how to help our customers do that. Okay, thank you.
Well, I took a walk around the world to ease my troubled mind. I left my body lying somewhere in the sands of time.
Go yard is a metaphor used in baseball, meaning to hit a home run. Life struggles can make you feel like you just struck out. It's times like these that we need a little batting practice to pick ourselves back up and get back in the game. Whether you are dealing with marital issues, drug addiction, rebellious teens, anxiety, depression, or just generally having a bad day, call Mama Mac. If life has you down 0-2, before you strike out, learn to go yard. Go yard with Mama Mac on this radio station, Thursdays, 6 o'clock.
Are you looking for some great restaurants? For some great wines? Where are the great chefs? Listen to Dine Out Radio, heard every Wednesday on the Tan Talk Radio Network. 12 to 1 p.m., we'll tell you where all the great events are. We'll have Food and Wine Magazine and Bon Appetit Magazine. We'll have their editors and writers on each month. And maybe we'll throw in a couple surprises. Check out the website, diningoutradio.com.
My bridges all.
Imus in the morning.
Here's Brian Wilson.
So I was watching Pat Robertson, and he forgave General Petraeus because he says Paula Broadwell threw herself at him. I saw a picture of that Paula, and I don't think I could have resisted her either, especially if I was married to a lady who, after 38 years, wound up looking like Gloria Steinem's great-grandmother.
No.
I mean, I like Prairie Home Companion a lot. That doesn't mean I want my old lady to be a dead ringer for Garrison Keillor. Paula Broadwell is a buff, tight, young, hot tamale in a sleeveless outfit, and Holly is the nun I had for catechism class. Sister Mary Mancow. Stick a hairnet on her and she's every lunch lady you ever had. Stick a black hat on her and she could be the dude on the oatmeal box. Hi, I'm David. I'm the head of the CIA, and this is my wife, Stan from accounting. And I'm Brian Wilson. How are you? I'm fine.
Catch Imus in the morning right here.
Hi, it's Sawyer from the Dolphin Tale movies. Now is the perfect time to visit the world-famous Clearwater Marine Aquarium. Millions have seen us around the world, and now you can experience what we do in person. Come and reconnect with Winter and her fun-loving movie co-stars, Hope, Mavis, and yes, that crazy bird Rufus. Immerse yourself into the world of marine life rescue with the behind-the-scenes tour. Explore the film sets, and don't miss our free boating adventure. Save time in line when you buy tickets at seawinter.com. Kids only $16.95.
Tampa Bay's Tan Talk. Entertaining and informative radio for the Sunshine State.
Welcome back, business leaders and those who want to be. We do this show to build our community's economic engine, small business. You're a part of the Focal Point radio show on Tan Talk 1340. I'm Gil Pinney, your Focal Point business coach, and I'm here with Lonnie Veasley from Murphy Business and Financial. You can reach Lonnie at 727-238-4074 or send him an email at l.veasley@murphybusiness.com. And also, please tweet any questions to me at PinneyG. Send me an email at gilpinney@yahoo.com or use the old-fashioned thing called a telephone and call us at 727-441-3000. We would love to hear from you. Prior to break, we heard about Lonnie's beginning of his career and how he got into business brokerage. And we'll move forward from that and ask him a fairly simple question. Can we learn how you generate your leads? And a little bigger question, what is the marketing plan for Murphy as a business?
Well, thanks, Gil. Most of my leads come from referrals, either past clients that either sold a business or bought a business, or a client that I performed a business valuation on in the past. I attend quite a few networking events a month. I'm in several events that I have to attend week, like BNI. So I get a lot of referrals from that as well. At first, it was tough building a business that way, but lately I get about 1 or 2 calls a week on someone that needs to sell a business, buy a business, or they need a business valuation. So that's how I get most of my referrals. As far as Murphy, our overall approach, and we have close to 300 offices nationwide. I want to say about 10 or 15 in Canada. Roger's big. Roger Murphy, he's the CEO of Murphy. His big thing right now is really training our brokers, and we've always had the best training available. But he's actually changed the whole training process since I've joined 4 years ago. They've really intensified that because business brokering is still in its infancy, and like really all you need is a real estate license to be a business broker or to sell a business. So at Murphy, we actually put you through a rigorous training process, and what I'm saying is a 2 to 3 week training process, and we're trying to have like a license, real license for that business instead of just a real estate license. So that's something he's working on.
Yeah, it's similar to coaching. You got to go through a fairly extensive program in order to get your certification. So great. You spoke earlier about networking. What is your specific technique? It's a topic we've discussed a couple of times on the show before, and a lot of business owners are ineffective, I'll use that word, with their networking. You're saying you've developed a style that's effective for you. What do you do differently than the other people you see walking around the room that are not as effective?
Well, I don't hand my business card out to everyone. I don't try to meet everyone there. If I can in advance, if there's a list of who's going to be attending the meeting or event, I'll try to get that list. And I just try to focus on certain key individuals. Obviously, business owners, CPAs are good for me, financial planners that are dealing with high net worth individuals, anyone that's in B2B, credit card processors, bankers, so anyone that's in business to business. And what I do there, I don't really try to, puke and tell them everything that I do and learn everything about them. I talk to them for a little bit, then I set up a meeting with them, at a Starbucks or at my office, and learn, take about an hour, learn about their business. They learn about my business, and try to get them a referral, and they do the same. So it's not, going to these events and passing cards out.
Very good. Similar to what we've talked about previously. See, folks, it really works if you put the time in and do all your homework ahead of time.
Yes.
To just show up and, as Lonnie said, hand out business cards does not necessarily make a good networking event. Well, you said you've got your real estate license. How is what you do as a business broker different from a commercial real estate agent or even a residential real estate professional? What differentiates a business broker from those two?
Well, obviously residentials, they sell houses. The difference between business brokers and commercial realtors, they're our cousins, so to speak, but they will sell an empty building. So if there's a warehouse, because I get this sometimes where I'll get a phone call and they say, Lonnie, hey, I got this warehouse or this building on US 19 or anywhere, and if there's no revenue there, then I actually refer that to a commercial realtor. They handle that. If there's a building but there's a business involved where there's assets and there's actually a gross sales and a net profit, that's what we do. We sell a business that's running, and they sell buildings. And there's crosses involved as well, where they commercial realtors, typically they'll sell restaurants, as we do as well. But for the most part, they're selling buildings, and we sell the assets, the business, the revenue.
Okay, thank you. Does the business owner, do they understand all the planning that goes into selling a business? How far in advance should they begin planning if they're going to sell the business?
3 years in advance would be the idea. Obviously 2 years, 1 year is better. A lot, they don't do that. A lot of times they just, they just wake up one morning, irritated about the business, and, that's when we get the phone call. And, not all the time, but, 8 times out of 10, it's not properly positioned to sell. You really need to get your, books and records cleaned up well in advance before you sell. And you need to think about things. I know we're going to talk about this a little bit later, but you really need to think about things in advance, what you're going to do, tax consequences, etc., about the whole process.
No, that's very good. As we may have talked before, I've working with an automotive repair company previously, or with as a client, an automotive repair company, and he began having labor problems, some minor cash flow issues, and like you said, he woke up that morning and said, "You know what? It's time to sell the business." And we began talking to each other, and it really bounced around. It's going to take some time, A, for a broker to find the right buyer, and B, his books were nowhere near in order. The shop was nowhere near in order for us, for somebody either in his business or outside his business to walk through and say, "Oh, this is a gem in the rough," because he all he had basically to sell was a client list at the time, because he didn't, as you said, own the building. He just had the operation. So,
and he was
very,
not
very difficult.
Earning a profit there.
He was earning a profit, but still, he could generate more. He was, again, didn't have his books in the right order to generate as much sale value as I'm sure he would have liked. But the point I'm trying to make here is think further ahead than several months. You really got to do the 2 to 3 years minimum in order to plan for your business, in order for it to become both systematized so that somebody can buy it and be as effective as you are. Because I would think one of the worst businesses to try to sell is one that's completely owner dependent.
That's very tough to sell. Some do sell depending on the situation. Online businesses sell when they're just the owner-operator, but it is very tough when the goodwill goes to bed every night.
Very good. Well, so we talked a little bit about the prep work. What prep work is required? What kind of business records? How far back do you have to go for the business records to get them not necessarily cleaned up, but to make sure that they're right? Is it still the 3 years? Do you have to have more prep work? What, in addition to just your CPA reports, do you need?
3 years is for the standard business. 3 years. So right now, all the businesses that I have listed, I have the financials for this year, 2015, which is the most important year, and then 2014 and 2013. Sometimes I have buyers that they'll ask me, "Hey, can I also have 2012?" But anything that I'm taking on right now, I'm just getting 13, 14, and 15. You'll need your P&Ls, your financial statements in order, your tax returns, also your balance sheet, and an asset list. And you really want those clean. If you're reporting cash, we're not reporting cash. A lot of business owners don't report all their cash. That's something you want to start doing, 3 years in advance. 1 year in advance is great, but 3 years in advance is perfect. You're going to pay more taxes during that time, but when it's time to sell your business, you're going to command a higher sales price for that.
Yeah, very good. The next step, what?
Also another thing for prep work that's very important, because the most important thing is your books and records, but the second most important thing is when we talked about pulling yourself out of the business. So even if you have 5 employees, but if the business is still dependent on you, then that's going to be a problem selling your business. So you really want to hire a manager or cross-train your employees so everyone knows how to do everything besides you, and you want to set up some type of owner's manual or procedures manual. You want to have that in place for the next buyer as well.
No, that's really good information, and we'll continue talking about both the qualification process and what you got to do to prep the business. So we'll do that when we get back after break. Thank you.
What's your IRS problem? Do you owe back taxes? Is there a lien placed on your property? Have your bank accounts been frozen or seized? Have your wages been garnished? Are you being audited by the IRS? Are they sending you letters that demand actions and have urgent due dates? Well, solving your tax problems is as easy as calling Taxes 321. The IRS is the largest collection agency in the world. You need the best representation to give you peace of mind. You need experienced professionals that can cut through the red tape and stop the collection process. If you have a serious problem with the IRS, call the Taxes 321 Network today. We'll get them off your back.
800-511-3022. 800-511-3022. 800-511-3022. 800-511-3022.
Arg, matey. When it's time for lunch, when it's time for dinner, when the show's over, when the day's over, when it's time to chill, where do we go? Over to Naughty Nancy's Food Shack and Crow's Nest Pub. It's literally in our backyard, right in back of the WTAN studios at 700 Eldridge Street, just north of downtown Clearwater. Just look for the broadcast tower. Nancy's food and atmosphere get rave reviews. The laid-back patio is a great place to hang out, dine, and listen to live music at night. And Nancy's one of the friendliest proprietors in town. And now, Nancy is serving Sunday Jazz Brunch from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Brunch served with Eggs Benedict, crepes, waffles, lox and bagels, shrimp, oysters, and a build-your-own omelet. That's all at Naughty Nancy's Food Shack and Crow's Nest Pub, 700 Eldridge Street in Clearwater. That's right where Eldridge crosses the Pinellas Trail between Myrtle and Fort Harrison. Call 446-3717. 446-3717. You're listening to the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Hi, this is John Austin, host of the book club on the Tan Talk Radio Network. I spent 35 years in publishing, and today I want to tell you about a book that can change people's lives. The book is No Cash, No Problem, and the author is Dave Wagenford with Ali Pervez. Dave Wagenford is one of the greatest barter experts in the world, and he's bartered over $500 million worth of goods and services. Do you want to remodel your house, but the cost is just too high? Or maybe there's an automobile that you've dreamed of owning, but thought you never could afford. This book will tell you how you can do both of those things, plus hundreds more with little or no cash and without going into hock for the rest of your life. Maybe you're a business owner with a cash flow problem that leads to low or non-existent profits. Read this book and see how you can increase your cash flow and your profits by time-proven techniques. The book again is No Cash, No Problem, and you can buy it now on Amazon for just $7.98 for the ebook edition. Do yourself a big favor and buy it today.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Hey, welcome back, business leaders and those that want to be business leaders. We do this show to build our community's economic engine. And who is that? That's you, the small business owner. You're part of the Focal Point radio show on Tan Talk 1340. I'm Gil PInney, your Focal Point business coach, and I'm here with Lonnie Veasley from Murphy Business and Financial Services. You can call him at 727-238-4074. We'd like to talk to you, so please give us a call at 727-441-3000 or send us a tweet at PinneyG. Okay? We'll now move back to our topic at hand, which is buying or selling a business that you own. Lonnie discussed how important it is to get your business records in shape, but also to process your business so that you can pull yourself out of the business so that it's not 100% reliable on your input in order to make the business run efficiently. So that's where both he comes into play and where your business coach comes into play. So the next question I'd like to ask Lonnie to give us input on is, what is the process to qualify the buyer?
Well, depending on the type of buyer, we have, if it's an individual buyer, we obviously always start with a non-disclosure. They have to sign off on that because it's a real confidential matter, selling a business. And they have to provide financial statements to prove that they have the wherewithal to buy the business. And the next thing that we like to look at is see what type of experience they have. You know, if we're selling a landscaping business or a pool business, we like to know that they have some type of skills that can cross over when they buy that business, especially if they're coming out of the corporate world and they want to purchase a business. If they're going for an SBA loan, which is a small business administration loan, the SBA would like to know that they have the type of experience when they're buying that business. For the strategic buyers, that's pretty simple. Like I said, just to make matters easy, a landscaping business, they're looking for obviously another landscaping business, so we actually target those buyers and just, you know, we have a different way of checking their credit and history as well with transactions. And then financial buyers, these are buyers that are like private equity companies, so it's individuals that pool their money together to buy businesses, and they usually look for the bigger businesses, but we have to be careful with those as well, because some of those financial buyers really don't have the money yet, and they'll actually tie up your business. They'll put in an offer and tie up your business for 2 or 3 months while they're actually looking for the money. So you have to be careful with those buyers, even though they look like they appear to have a lot of money, but some actually don't.
Well, you're bringing a point up to me that I hadn't thought of until we just were talking here, and that's one of the trends that I'm seeing is like there used to be air conditioning companies did air conditioning, either residential or commercial. Plumbers did plumbing, both residential and commercial. You had electricians that do either residential or commercial. Well, now we're seeing, I don't know if, and you can tell me because I don't know, are they buying each other up to combine into one workforce? Because you look at the sides of the truck, and now they do the electrical, they do the AC, and they do the plumbing, so they're really combining all three, but I don't know how they're doing. I have to go and call on a couple of those to see if they'll want to become clients, but I'm trying to figure out how they're using the labor to make it effective and because each of the three requires us to be licensed in each of those three fields. But are you seeing any movement in that business or other businesses where they're consolidating?
I've seen on the large end companies that deal with maintenance. They want to maintain the property, so I'm seeing large pool companies, pool service businesses, large landscaping, commercial landscaping businesses merged together. On the small end, I've seen that myself, but I haven't seen that as far as with the buying and selling of the smaller, mid-sized businesses. But I have seen that where you call the electrician, the plumber, it's all one company together. And I'm not sure why these smaller companies are doing that. I don't know if things are changing, with time right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you brought up lawn maintenance. That was another one. Lawn maintenance and pest control. If they're at the location, why not do both inside the house and outside the house? But I haven't seen that either. They're still both independent businesses, and just a point of curiosity. Ask someone in the know. That's always one of my mottos. How is the process either for qualifying a buyer or selling a franchise different from a family-owned business or a corporate-owned business?
Well, with the franchise, you're a little safer. That 9 times out of 10, the books are solid, and you're buying a system, a proven system. Whereas when you're buying just a privately owned business, sometimes they don't have a handbook in place, or you're not sure if this system's going to work right for you. And the training, you're kind of questioning the training. As far as a franchise, you're going to have to go to the corporate training for a week or two. They'll walk you through the whole process. After the closing, they'll be there for you to hold your hand, for a week or two, and then you always have a phone call away with the franchisor. So obviously, you always pay for that. You pay 7% on average for a royalty fee and 1% for a marketing fee. But you have a lot of assistance on the way, the whole way when you're buying a business. And I tell that to new buyers when they're looking for a business, that when you're buying a franchise, you're in business for yourself, but you're not in business by yourself. So it's a different process. The process of closing is a little different. You close with the franchise, as opposed to a private business. You close with a business attorney. So there's some things that are different, but in the end, a lot is the same. You're gonna you want to still verify that the numbers are correct that the seller's presenting. You want to obviously transfer everything over, like your credit card, your insurance, etc. So those things are the same, but how you close and the help you get after is a little different with a franchise.
How do you, on the valuation process, how is that different for a franchise versus a regular corporate-owned or privately held company?
It's the same thing.
It's
the same thing. So
you still look at bottom line net?
Yep, you look at bottom line net. There's sometimes a franchise fee that you have to. There's a franchise fee is normally $25,000. Sometimes there might be a $5,000 transfer fee, but that doesn't change the price. That's negotiable. The seller can pay for that, or the buyer, they can split that cost. But that doesn't change the value of the business at all. It's still strictly the numbers and the assets.
Okay. You've just spoken a question ago about the three types of buyers. And the three types of buyers, how and what is the difference in the time it takes to sell a business, and who pays the better price of the three?
Well, the three types, you have the individual, which is someone coming out of corporate America or someone that's bought, or they currently just buy and sell businesses. Then you have the strategic buyer, which would be another company with similar. So they're looking to expand their book of business. So a pool route company looking to buy other pool companies. And then you have the financial buyer, which is the private equity companies that large investors pool their money together. I would say the individual buyer pays the most money for it. The strategic buyer, they don't want all the assets. I had this with the landscaping business where all they wanted to buy was just the book of business. They didn't want the assets or anything else. Same thing with the private equity firms. They usually pay a little less than an individual buyer. But the process still takes about 9 months to sell. Once it's listed on the market, the average business, Florida and nationwide, takes about 9 months from start to finish to close. And actually the bigger deals, the M&A, which is mergers and acquisitions, those actually average about 18 months to sell.
Now we'll go back to regular real estate now, which means residential that people hear about all the time. And residential is moving like hotcakes in our particular area. Is the same trend holding with business? Has that the 9 months is for due diligence and closing? Has that shrunk, or is it still the same average regardless of what the economy is or what the real estate market is?
It's getting hotter as opposed to 3 years ago. The more businesses are being sold than they were last year at this point, and so forth from the year before. But the process still takes the same. The 9 months is just the average as far as when the business is listed till it's actually closed. The due diligence period, it's usually about 30 to 45 days once an offer is accepted both ways. So let's say if tomorrow, September 1st, someone puts in an offer and they get it done in 1 day as far as the seller accepting the offer from the buyer. A lot of times the closing date will be set out 30 days from that date, around 30 days. We have to check with the closing attorney, find out when he has an opening. And if there's an SBA loan, usually it's 45 to 60 days because it takes a little longer to process that with the bank. But the process is 30 days, 30 to 45 days for the closing. It hasn't changed as far as the market changed. The only thing that's changed with the market is Florida has gotten better. We're not quite where it was 8 or 10 years ago when businesses were selling before the Great Recession, but it's coming back. Areas like Miami and Orlando have been pretty hot because international buyers tend to buy a lot of businesses in that area. So there's some brokers in our Murphy office. They're doing 5 or 6 deals a month because of all the international buyers coming in.
Who do the international buyers have running? Is it for franchises or is it for regular running businesses?
Mostly regular running businesses. They want to get the visa, green card to get into the United States.
Okay. I figured there had to be some kind of an angle there. And we'll continue to talk about that when we come back from break. And we'll talk to you soon.
Little sister, what have you done? Hey, little sister, who's the only one? Hey, little sister, who's your Superman? Hey, little sister, who's the one you want? Hey, little sister, shotgun.
Tom O'Brien is on the Tan Talk Radio Network. Every Monday through Friday from 4 till 5 p.m., Tom takes to the airwaves as he breaks down the day's market action. Tom combines his technical knowledge of the markets with his years of trading experience to take your calls and questions every market day from 4 to 5 p.m. Whether you're new to trading or an active day trader, don't miss out on the Tom O'Brien Show live on the Tan Talk Radio Network from 4 to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday.
This is Mark Skogman, host of Spectrum 360 on the Tan Talk Radio Network. Spectrum 360 is a political talk radio program that features politics, the arts, and popular culture from a progressive point of view. Spectrum 360 broadcasts for 1 hour weekly on Monday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern Time and anytime via podcast at tantalk1340.com. Remember, Spectrum 360, politics from a progressive point of view.
We take care of our own wherever this flag's flown.
Some people don't believe in mermaids. Hope that's not you, because they exist at Weeki Wachee Springs State Park off US 19 and State Road 50, just north of Spring Hill. Since 1947, the magic of the mermaids have been entertaining visitors at the 538-acre Springs Park. Come and watch in the 400-seat submerged theater, the Little Mermaid Show at 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. daily. Weeki Wachee State Park offers mermaid shows, reptile shows, boat tours, and swimming in the pristine spring at Buccaneer Bay. Weeki Wachee State Park is a perfect backdrop for wedding receptions, birthday parties, picnics, meetings, retreats, family reunions, or just to relax on the white sandy beach. Step back in time when things were much simpler and enjoyable. Spend the day at an original theme park. Call 352-592-5656 or log on to wikiwachee.com for upcoming events, hours, and ticket pricing. Weeki Wachee Springs State Park, where mermaids do exist.
Are you tired of slanted mainstream media? Are you sick of hearing the same old stories on every news station? Are you bored out of your mind? Then join me, Lori Zook, on The World of Lori Zook every Thursday night at 11 p.m. on the Tan Talk Radio Network. Smart, sexy, and savvy, I discuss real topics you will find interesting, from dating to animal abuse to music, the law, and more. Real topics with real people that will make you think. That's Thursday night at 11 p.m. on the Tan Talk Radio Network. You're never alone with me.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network, AM 1340, WTAN.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. We do the show to build our community's economic engine, and that's you, the small business owner. You're part of the Focal Point Radio Show on Tan Talk 1340. I'm Gil PInney, your Focal Point business coach, and I'm here with Lonnie Veasley from Murphy Business and Financial Services. Please give them a call and write this down, 727-238-4074. Or if you can't wait or you can't write that down, call us at 727-441-3000 and talk to us right now. Or you can send me an email at gilpenny@yahoo.com or send me a tweet at PinneyG. Well, prior to the break, we were talking about a little bit about the closing process and what we need to have in preparation for that closing process. And I guess one of the key things is, who's happier when the sale's done? The buyer or the seller or both?
It depends.
Depends.
For the most part, they both seem to be very happy, though, for the most part. The seller, that someone actually bought his business and he's relieved of the business, and the buyer's pretty happy with the new opportunity.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds fair enough. That was kind of what I was hoping for. Nobody feels like they were cheated. Everybody's treated fairly, and everybody goes home fairly happy. Next question is kind of a topical one. How has the internet changed the process for either finding businesses for sale or the overall process to selling your business?
Well, it's allowed the seller to attempt to try to sell their business themselves, just like when they try to sell their home themselves. So only an owner of a business can sell their business. If you don't have the license, it's actually I believe a second-degree felony. So the business owner with bizbuysell.com, they can actually list their business themselves. As far as buyers, it attracts buyers worldwide and nationwide. At Murphy, we have an MLS system that's nationwide and worldwide. And so it attracts the buyers from other countries that are looking for the visa to move into the States. And also in Florida, I've had a lot of buyers myself that are looking for a business that are up north, and they want to get out of the cold weather, and they'll buy a business here. As you know, Tampa Bay, the job market's pretty good, but there still isn't a whole lot of jobs out there. So a lot of buyers up north, they're looking for a job, they can't find anything, so they say, okay, I've got a couple $100,000, they'll find a business and we'll place them in a business in Florida. And so that it makes it a lot easier. You know, the old days, you know, doing a mailer or running an ad in the New York Times to find a buyer must have been pretty tough. But today, they find us all over, you know, from Kentucky, California, and a lot of the states up north.
That's very, very interesting. Huh. Now back to the visa thing and people coming in. Is it mostly from European type countries, or is it from China? Where do you see it? India?
A lot of the Spanish countries like Venezuela.
South America.
Yeah, South America. Nothing from Cuba yet. I haven't run anything from there yet, but a lot of the South Americans. I've had Canadians, quite a few Canadians as well, and then just things all off the wall like China or Europe. I've had a few of those, but a lot of the South American countries, especially down for our brokers in Miami and Orlando, they're getting a lot of those, and that may change here one day too, as they're expanding the Tampa airport into a national airport. That can change for us in the future.
Yeah, because when I was living in California, the big influx there was Chinese, and they were, they had. This is when China was rocking and rolling about three years ago, and they would, invest in a company, buy the company, and then they buy 2 or 3 houses on top of that. So, and it was the purpose there was both for the visa, but also they wanted to send their kids over in order to go to school in the United States.
Yeah, I've read that California is a big place for that they want their kids to be here, and also a friend of mine, he's a commercial realtor here in Florida now, but he still has a large network in California. That's where he came from, San Diego, and he's always talking about Chinese buyers, et cetera. He has a group of buyers, so they must like something with California. Oh,
yeah. Direct flight from L.A. to whatever destination they have in China. Plus, it's the value of real estate out there just continues to grow, and they do have an excellent workforce in California. I was very, very impressed with the workforce. Strong family values in California. A very, very good place to work. We'll wrap it up here just shortly, but let you do a little commercial here. What makes dealing with Murphy a special opportunity for somebody potentially buying or somebody potentially selling?
Well, we have a network of, we have close to 300 offices nationwide in Canada, so we have a network of business brokers that help each other out when we have a business listing. But most of our brokers actually have owned a business in the past, or we've run a business, and we just don't bring in a broker. Not everyone qualifies. I believe Murphy only requires one, or let me repeat that, 1 out of 4 brokers are actually allowed to become a broker at Murphy. And through all that, we actually are put through an intensive training that we actually have to pay for, but we have a long training process going over financials and the whole process of quarterbacking the deal from the beginning to the end. So you're really dealing with someone, even if they're brand new, you're dealing with someone that went through some serious training, and they have the network to back them up. If they're brand new. When I was brand new 4 years ago, I had all the help, that I can get, whether it was a laundromat or anything. I would bring it back to them like, hey, what do I do with this? What do I do with that? And they really help you out there a lot, as opposed to dealing with the company, maybe a real estate firm that, wants to get into selling businesses. I'm not sure how much support they have. And there are other good firms out there as well, too. But, Murphy's definitely the cut above the rest when you're dealing with the mid-size to small businesses. And we also have an M&A department as well. Len Russick, he's the president of our M&A department, and he does the large deals, the $25, $30 million deals.
Let's talk valuation. When a business broker gets contacted by a seller, or if the seller, like in real estate, would get 2 or 3 different valuations, I would think. How accurate is your valuation compared to the others? Is there a spread? And then when the establishment sells or the business sells, how close to that valuation does the end sell price come in? And again, not exactly, but on average.
If it's valued property and listed properly, then it gets pretty close. The issue that we have sometimes is we have a business and we run the valuation for the owner, and we come back to Mr. and Mrs. Seller. The business is worth $500,000. Usually they want to sell it for a little higher. They want to put it up for $550,000, $600,000. And what I do is I say, okay, we'll do that for the first month or two, but after that we have to bring the price down. But for some reason, when buyers are out there looking, they don't want to put in the offer, or they don't want to look at the business if they see it's overpriced, because it's real emotional selling a business, and the buyers know that as well. So they don't want to insult the seller with the price that's lower than what they think it's worth. So really listing if you listen to your broker after he runs the valuation and list it for that price or somewhere near that price, then it will sell for about that price. But if you want to sell it for more than that, then it's not going to work out for the most part. And that happened a lot when I was newer doing this. I would, you want to just get started and get listings, and you'd have something that was worth, $200,000, and you take it for $300,000, and it's sitting on the market for 9 months or so, and you haven't had any offers yet. So you really want to be strict as a broker on and strict with the seller as far as listen, this is what they're going for, and show them the comparables, the comparable business with the same type of cash flow and net that their business is, and say, look, these are the ones that have sold in the state of Florida. Usually we try to pull the comps for Pinellas, Hillsborough, and Pasco. Then if we need more, we'll stretch that out a little bit more. But things down in Miami, that area typically sell for more than they do out here in Central Florida.
Okay, well, we'll come back. We got to wrap this up because I got to do my little bit of a commercial here and tell everybody what I do. Remember, folks, if you want a business consultation to find out what your business is valued at, call Lonnie. If you want to get your business on track or improve it, give me a call. Both of our consultations are absolutely free. If you have any uncertainty about the direction of your business, please give me a call. My number is 727-537-9680, and we can serve you well, bring you the success you desire and deserve. And remember, a business coach fits any budget. We can do one-on-one coaching directed by you and personalized to your schedule. We also do group coaching. We have that group coaching session I talked about earlier. That'll be starting on September 29th. In that, you'll receive a DISC assessment. You'll get a business clarity module, personal strategic planning module, competitive and customer analysis, and identify your critical constraints. So send me an email or give me a call, and we can get you signed up for that. We also do workshops that regard revenue growth and goal setting. Please contact me on those. And again, if you need any speaking, please give me a call. Thanks again to Lonnie. His phone number is 727-238-4074. Next week is Labor Day, so please have a safe and joyful time with your family. It's great to live in Florida because there is no preparation for winter. I remember that as a young child, having to get ready for Labor Day and then prepare for the cold, but we get summer all year long here. With that, we're getting ready to go. Anything final to say there, Lonnie? Thank you very much for being here.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for having me here. I had a great time.
Yeah, it's been good. We got about 15 seconds, and we'll bury that with, remember, you can give us a call, either one of us, for a free consultation. Please do that. Our numbers are as stated earlier, and we're ready to go. Thanks.
WTTAM.
5950 on that
City, Tampa Bay. WZHR, Zephyr Hills, Tampa Bay. Listen.
A suspected Texas cop killer in court. More Hillary emails coming tonight. I'm Jim Ascendio. The suspect in the ambush murder of a Texas deputy appeared in court today.
Shannon Miles faces a charge of capital murder.
Devin Anderson is the Harris County District Attorney. She says deputies found Darren Goforth face down near his patrol car when they arrived.
They found 15 .40 caliber Aguila shell casings scattered around the body.
Investigators still have not identified a reason why Shannon Miles might have shot Goforth. I'm Alan Skaya.
The State Department tonight will release another batch of emails from a private server used by Hillary Clinton during her time as Secretary of State. The Democratic presidential candidate has been criticized for using a private email address and that server, and former Vice President Dick Cheney joined the chorus today while speaking to CNN.
You should not operate